Hi everyone and welcome to day 3 of Author Nation. I'm here with Megan Haskell from AuthorTrack. So thanks for joining me. Hi.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah. How have you found the show so far?
Really good. Really good. I was telling you earlier, so the first half of the show for me is very business-oriented, networking kind of thing for AuthorTrack. And then now I'm switching over more to author mode, which is fun because I can actually learn things.
Yeah. Are you excited about any particular talks we're going to go to today?
Let's see. I was actually just trying to figure out my schedule. Sorry, my brain is like mostly mush at this point.
Have you had a chance to go to any talks so far, or have you literally just been working?
So I just got out of, actually, ironically enough, podcasting for authors with Maddie Dalrymple.
Okay, great.
And she's fantastic. She's a good friend of mine, and so it's always nice to get extra tips on podcasting, how to be a guest, how to be a host, how to do all the things. So.
Nice. I probably should have gone to that one.
Yeah. Well, it was good, but it's still going. So
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I leave early. But,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is great. So you've been doing some talks at the show as well, and you're
Yes.
also exhibiting on Monday, weren't you?
Yes.
So
yes.
tell us about. Let's go through your exhibit first. How did that go?
So the exhibit was great. We're brand new. We're just starting out, and so this was really geared more towards finding, sort of market testing, really, like getting people interested, seeing what the feedback is, all of that kind of stuff. So we achieved our goals. It was fabulous. We got to talk to so many people. So can I give a little...
Yeah, so tell us what is AuthorTrack? Tell us how it works.
Yeah, so AuthorTrack is a new software that we've designed to help wide authors who want to go direct to the retailers do that more easily.
Okay.
So basically, we bring in your data, consolidate it, let you split things out. So if you want to customize things for Barnes & Noble versus Amazon or Kobo or whatever, you can do that in our system. It looks, you kind of split everything out so that you can compare everything. Make sure things are consistent where you want them to be consistent, or inconsistent where you want them to be inconsistent.
Which bit? What do you mean by personalizing? Do you mean the actual book itself, or is it?
So it's all the metadata, and this is actually what my talk was on.
Yes.
So metadata, for those that don't know, is basically everything about your book that's not your book itself.
Right.
So not the actual content. So everything from cover, title, description, all of that stuff, keywords, categories, all of that is metadata. And so that's what we're organizing and managing for you, because on a personal level, I'm wide. I go direct to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, and Kobo currently. And I was losing track of all this information. It was, I had docs in one place and spreadsheets in other places. I'd forget if I still, saved things to Google Drive, or if, they were on my computer or whatever. And then you have to go search for things when you're trying to actually upload your books. So that's what we're trying to solve. We're trying to keep it all organized in one place with version control. Yeah. So if you ever change your mind, you can go back, you know what you put in. We have timestamps so that you see when you made changes and you can compare that to your sales. We don't import sales yet, but you could always mark it in time on your own. And so we're incorporating all these aspects so that authors have more control of the information that they're sharing and what they're doing.
Right. Okay. So do all of these? I mostly just sell on Amazon with my book. So do all of the different retailers present their data in a slightly different way?
Yes.
That's why it's okay.
Yeah. So you kind of have to think, and this is what the talk. So my talk was managing your metadata like a pro. And for wide authors who are going direct, you really want to think about each of the different retailers as a different personality. They have a different audience. They have a different idea of how they use the data, how they present that to readers, what they think readers want, which arguably isn't actually what readers want, depending, but they do their best. And so as an author going direct and going wide, you want to make sure that you're customizing that metadata for that retailer. So there are some things that you want to keep the same, like the title, series name, that kind of a thing. Obviously, you want that consistent, because that if a reader sees your book on Amazon and then goes to Barnes & Noble, you want that connection. But things like keywords or your descriptions, a lot of that stuff can be customized for the individual platform to better attract either the in-house merchandising, so the people that are giving you promotions, or the readers themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you give me an example about how the metadata, for example, on something like keywords might be different between Amazon and Barnes & Noble?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So, first and foremost, Amazon has 7 keyword fields where...
Back-end keyword fields.
Yes. Yeah. So when you go to upload your book, you have to enter in, there's keyword fields in that upload screen, right? So Amazon has 7 of those. Barnes & Noble has 1.
Right. Okay.
And Amazon's are limited, I think it's 50 characters.
50 characters, yeah.
Yeah. And Barnes & Noble, their one keyword field is 100 characters.
Right. Okay.
So obviously, just on its foundation, it's different, right? So now advice would be that for Amazon, current advice that I've heard, and I'm not an expert on the optimization side of things, more just on the metadata itself, but from my experience and what I've learned from other experts, with Amazon, you want to make about 3 or 4, about half of those keyword fields specific searchable phrases. So I write action, adventure, fantasy with kick-ass heroines, right? So that could be one keyword phrase. And then you can have a couple other of your keyword fields stuffed with as many tropes as you can. So for me, elves, fae, witches, like I have all the different creatures in one field that are featured in my books. So that's one strategy for keywords specifically for Amazon. Whereas again, for Barnes and Noble, it's searchable terms, but it's all in one big long string. So you kind of, by its very nature, are already keyword stuffing.
Oh, right, okay. Because I think it's quite controversial, that 7 keywords field. Dave Chesson did a really good video, an article about exactly how it works. It's really worth checking that out.
Absolutely, and he's the expert I always point to. Like, if you want to know about keywords, go to Dave Chesson. Just go talk to Dave.
Because those, so that's interesting. I didn't realize that each site did it slightly differently.
Kobo doesn't even have a keyword field.
Right, okay.
So
so the keyword field, I'm not sure how important it is compared to like the title and description. I always think like
less important.
Books.
Yes. So title, subtitle, and series name are always search indexed by all the platforms, right? So those 3 are really your biggest bang for your buck when it comes to making sure you insert a trope or a keyword into that title, so title, subtitle, and series to the best of your ability. So that's really, really important. The description is not search indexed by Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Kobo. It's only search indexed by Google Play and Apple, which is interesting.
I thought description was, but maybe
it's not. Or at least, again, according to the experts that I've talked to about it. And so they say, so with Amazon, what's interesting is it's kind of they confirm your keywords from your description to make sure you're in the right, you're promoting your book in the right way. But they don't actually index it for search. So the stuff that's in your description won't necessarily rank you higher in the search, but it may confirm those keywords that you've already put in. So it's kind of a weird little hybrid. And I'm not sure why they do that, or why the experts believe that, or how they tested it. But that's what I've heard.
It must be difficult for fiction writers, especially because, with a non-fiction book, like my books are about meditation, I can be like meditation book for beginners or whatever. That's the keyword. It's really easy. You know what the book's about. But you can't write a book about elves and just call it elf book.
No, you have to get a little bit more clever with it. And so one of the ways that I've done this is with my subtitle, and you'll see this a lot on Amazon, where the subtitle is actually really a description, a mini description of the book. So a fae, portal, fantasy, adventure. Right? Like I just got all my keywords in there, but it's very descriptive. Technically, if that's not on the cover, you can get flagged for it. But I think so long as it reads naturally and is descriptive of the book inside in a helpful way to readers, not like looking cluttered or word salad, it doesn't get flagged. Right? So my book has never been, I've never had a problem with that, like having that subtitle, even though that's not on my cover itself.
I think as long as the title's on the cover, I think you're okay.
Yeah, title and series name tend to be the ones that kind of have to be on the cover for sure. Subtitle you can play with a little bit more.
Yeah, cool. So how does so you've got all these different bits of metadata. How does AuthorTrack help you with managing that? It sounds like, tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. So it can be like, if you're trying to do this on your own, right? Came out of frame. So if you're trying to do this on your own, obviously you're going to have spreadsheets and docs and things that are kind of scattered. So we're bringing that all together in a single location. The way we do that is if you're already published, which most of the people we've talked to here, this is kind of the form or the flow that we've walked them through, right? So if you're already published on Amazon and you want to take that book wide, you can import your data from Amazon into our system. Right? So we fill out all those fields and then we map them over to the appropriate fields on the other platforms. So Kobo calls it a synopsis instead of a description. Same thing, right? So we map those 2 across. Then once your data's in there, we show you what's missing, if there's anything that didn't get imported correctly or that, the other platforms need that Amazon didn't have or whatever. If there are any errors, like character counts, right? So if your title is too long for, actually description is the better one, right? So description on Barnes & Noble is only 2,000 characters for their default description. On Amazon, it's 4,000. So your description very well could be too long for Barnes & Noble. So we'll let you know that upfront right away. So we find all those errors, data validations. Then you have the ability to go and correct everything. If you want to customize something for one retailer in particular, we call it a split right now, which I'm not sure is actually the best term, but you have your Amazon becomes your default, and then you say, okay, I want to do something different on Barnes and Noble. So it opens up a new row, a new field. You put in what you want that's different on Barnes and Noble, right? So now you can compare those two fields. You know what you've published in each place, and if you ever want to go back, you absolutely can. Like, it's easy to just click the button, goes away. So we collect everything, we get you 100% ready. It says, okay, everything's green, everything's good to go. Click the button that says, I want to export to Barnes & Noble. We pop up a new screen that shows just your Barnes & Noble data in the exact format and order as what you're going to upload to Barnes & Noble. So it's easy to navigate. You don't have to navigate it. It's just right there.
Yeah.
And then for now, it's a copy paste. So you put up your two screens and you just copy from our system over to Barnes & Noble. It takes all of 30 seconds, maybe a minute or two to actually do the copy paste over. And then you upload and you're done.
Wow.
So it kind of keeps everything together and makes it a little bit more manageable for others.
Amazing.
Yeah.
When did you start this business?
So my husband's a software engineer, and I'm the author. So I have been talking about this for 2 or 3 years, and I finally convinced him to start working on it. I was like, just look at what I'm dealing with. And he was like, okay, fine. So we've been working on it for about a year, and so we're just opening up the beta right now. So it's a free beta program. If you go to our website, you can sign up for our newsletter, number one, to be updated on our roadmap and how things are progressing. And then number two, you can apply to be part of that beta program. It is invitation only. So there's a little form you have to fill out because we want to make sure we have a diversity of experience and genre, et cetera, et cetera. And so we're planning to launch to the public first half of next year. Yeah. Probably 6 months-ish is where we're targeting.
Amazing.
It's brand new baby product, but we're really excited about it. I think it's going to fill a niche that's currently not being met.
Yeah. And did you have a lot of people yesterday, on the trade day, wanting to sign up and use it?
Yeah, we did. We had a really good turnout. We, as we were talking afterwards, it's like, we've met all our metrics. We're good. we achieved what we came here to do.
Perfect. So obviously we're in Las Vegas as well. Have you had a chance to do anything fun whilst you're here?
Not really. I've gone out to some dinners and stuff. So I'm from Southern California. So when I was in college, my husband and I, 'cause we were dating back then, but we would come to Vegas semi-regularly. Okay, so I kind of feel like we've done it.
We've done it.
kind of done. But yeah, and believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert, so I really have to be careful about my energy levels.
Right, okay.
So I haven't done anything too crazy. Cool. Been mostly dinners and hanging out with people.
Nice. That sounds more fun. So,
exactly. Yeah. I kind of like that better anyway.
Have you got any plans to go to any more conferences? And which ones are you planning on?
So I haven't made official plans yet. I am hoping that we can attend. I think for next year, the ones I want to target, are Inkers Con and Nink, if I can get into those two. Yep. And then back at AuthorTrack again.
Perfect.
So.
Good. Well, it's been great to speak to you.
Absolutely.
And thanks for coming on. We'll speak again soon.
Of course, yeah. Have a great show.